it, and I went into it with a very open mind, fortunately. And but as you grow and move through your recovery, sometimes you lose sight of some of the reasons why you need to stay sober. And there's nothing worth me giving up my freedom ever again.
And you could have waited, you could have, done your stuff, cleared with the courts, you're good to go, and then you're just not going to have a car. You're just going to drink at home. You could have chose that lifestyle, but you didn't.
Sure.
You found something that you really liked in recovery, and you probably not waking up with hangovers and actually being able to think and remember things and being around your family, and it's those little things like that in life that you discover what life's really about and how much time. And I don't want to say wasted, but I threw away some time. You did too, just by being in that haze and that not in your right mind. Yep. And there's nothing we can do to get that time back, but we can learn to appreciate the time that we have now. And that's how I kind of live. And they say, take each day, day by day, enjoy the moment. We don't know when we're going, and just one step at a time. And there was a lady that had said something. I don't remember where I heard it. I'm not going to go back and listen to my own podcast to figure it out. But one lady was talking, and I've talked about this a few times already. But one lady was saying that she had, at one point in her life, she had nothing to live for. Oh, it was in a Zoom meeting, and it was like in New Zealand. And the other lady came on, and she's like, "Well, now I would never take a drink because there's so much in my life that I have to live for." And it was just like a reversal of somebody in early recovery, like, "Oh, I don't have anything to live for. I just want to die. I want to who cares?" And the other lady going, "I wouldn't take a drink if you paid me $1 million. I have too much to live for to waste it away on alcohol." And I just kind of, that really stuck with me. Obviously I couldn't remember where I heard it at first, but yeah, I think
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think a tipping point for me was I had the night that I got stopped for my third DUI arrest. I had a friend of mine in the car with me, and I was in Florida, and they have driving a rented brand new Mustang, and Aston did a cab coming through one of those boulevard turns. Mm. I came through the turn, the light changed, the cab stopped. I hit the rear end of the cab. Fortunately, no one was hurt. But the fact that happened so quickly, and that the friend who was in the car with me had 2 children, and the fact that I could have taken her life and the mother away from those 2 children absolutely terrified me.
Yeah.
Just terrified me. And it was like, if this is the kind of decisions that I'm going to make with this in my life, then I need to learn how to not have it in my life.
Mm. Yeah, thinking about it like that is, it's deeper than just, I could have hurt somebody, or, but to actually break it down to someone like, oh no, that person right there, I could have taken that person's life, which would have affected these kids. And you put it in perspective like that. And, I'm sure there are people that have made those mistakes, and, they've paid the price for it or are paying the price for it. And that's a tragedy. There's accidents all the time, and, accident is one thing, but, a crash is another thing. And I learned that in driver's ed back in 1994. And, accident is, oops. But a crash is, something that is caused by your actions. And, it's tough, even getting into a crash or whatever, and you're not impaired, that would just do enough damage, but then to think it could have been prevented, that would be very scary. And, I'm glad that it came around for you, because I learned a lot at the ambassador training. I enjoy talking with you. We text from time to time, and we haven't in a while though. And then I was like, I was going to have Debbie on, and I'm glad I did, because now we can set up the walk.
Little Debbie walk.
Little Debbie walk. I'm telling you, I already got flyers in my head. I'm already making them up. Like this is going to be huge, and I don't know where we're going to do it. We'll do it somewhere, but I really want to do a lot. I want to do events. I want to do so much, to raise awareness and, to raise funds for people in need, and, whatever little bit we can do, with our time and our energy, I really want to do it because it keeps me sober. And, a lot of people reach out to 217 Recovery and they're like, hey, we want to be a part of you guys. We want to do this, want to do that. Well, let's give them something to do. Let's give them some volunteer positions. let's let them walk.
Right. Exactly.
We can walk.
Exactly.
We should do, we could set up, Debbie, this is what we could do. We could find, because I'm sure there's a parade somewhere every month in Michigan. We could just bombard a parade every month. We'll go to a different parade in Michigan somewhere, and we'll have our Little Debbies. We'll throw out Little Debbie snack cakes, and we'll have you in a gown, and that way you can walk 12 times.
That's funny, and because I used to tell everybody when they would first meet me,
mm-hmm.
I would tell them, if you remember Little Debbie snack cakes, you will never forget my name. You will always remember my name now.
Well, I'll pitch it to your people so that way it doesn't sound so weird. Because if you told them, you're like, hey, this is what Corey from 217 Recovery told me, they were gonna be like, yeah, we don't want anything to do with them anymore. We tell them to take that podcast down. But no, I mean, we'll think about it. But let's work on something though. I think that we need to team up. And I met a lady when they were talking about opening up or doing something in Gaylord. We were there. I actually was the MC for it. I'm not even sure if that's the correct title, but I was like, hey, everybody, welcome to the thing. And, I got kind of introduced the people and stuff. And I guess I was in the newspaper, kind of big deal. So, they knew about that.
Well, there you go.
But one of the ladies there came up to me. She gave me her business card. And she was like, I really would like to know more about you and 217 Recovery. And I was like, okay. And I can't remember if I emailed her or not. I can't really remember. It seems like I did, but I know how easy an email can get lost. That's for sure. And but it's nice to know that you're working there. I really like the organization. My family, I put them through a hell of a lot with, alcohol. And I kind of look at it like Families Against Narcotics. Okay, that's cool, but I think it's Families just against drugs in general.
Yeah, the organization started out with Judge Linda Davis at 41B here in Fraser, Macomb County.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter is a person in long-term recovery, and they had several deaths at the local high school. So Judge Davis got together with the principal of the high school and a couple of officers from the local police department, and put the word out, and that was how the organization got started, in the basement of a church in Fraser. And it's just grown tremendously.
Well, didn't her daughter break her leg or something too?
I am not able to answer that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I do believe that there was one of the parents involved. I mean, that story is not uncommon, though, is it? Especially for a teenager, a sports injury, something like that. They go to the doc, they get prescribed pain medication, and then all of a sudden they're off to the races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so, but the organization has been a really great support for a whole lot of families, and they also have a family coaching program where parents and family members whose lives have been affected by someone with a substance use disorder can get a coach.
Because parents, they don't know how to handle it, and like you said earlier, like men, they're the ones that don't want to admit that because they look at it like they fail, but it's hard. And
right.
My mom didn't know what the hell she was doing. She was reading online sometimes, and sometimes it probably wasn't the best advice. But she didn't know, but to reach out and to have support through other people who have been there, who've heard the stories, and maybe have lost somebody, or maybe haven't, but it's still nice to look over and go, hey, these are my people too. And yeah, their kids are, struggling, but you know what? We're not bad parents, that type of support I think is crucial.
We're not the only parents who experience this.
Yeah. And I guess
I've heard that a lot from the parents too, that to walk into a room of other people who have this shared experience that understands the emotions, is really important for them and really supportive for them.
What's the one for alcohol and families? What's that called? I always say it wrong. It's not
Are you thinking Al-Anon?
Yeah, I always call Al-Anon or whatever, but Al-Anon.
Yep.
My girlfriend's mother would go to those, and I haven't really talked to her about if that helped her or how that made her feel. My mom said she went to one like 40 years ago, like before I was even, I don't know why she even went, but she went to one, and those are helpful as well. But I can't wait to get my mom and my girlfriend's mom, because my girlfriend, she has 9 months clean, and she was huge into alcohol. It took her down a path of not fun, but I just some of the stories that I'm sure her mom and my mom are going to share back and forth. I really want to get that recorded, because I think that is what we were just talking about, that whole connection. Like, oh, you went through that too. Oh, I went through, they did this. Oh, she did that. Oh my God. They're very, very similar stories, and having those people
and some of the more seasoned families having the ability to say, well, this is how I dealt with it, and this is what worked for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important too.
Them, I don't know if they would want to step up, but, having other people that are like, oh my gosh, my son or daughter's doing this too, and how do I approach them, or how do I do this, for them to, have people reaching out to them. And I think my mom does from time to time have people reach out to her, and, she just kind of gives it like, hey, everybody's different, but here's what I did, and that's pretty much all you can do. Yeah. And, I think it gives her like a sense of purpose. Like, I put her through all that hell. I tell her that she owes me money because I was training her. I was like, no, Mom. I was like, look what a strong person you are now because of me. Like Jerry and Kylie and Travis, they didn't put you through that. I did. I care about you, Mom.
Look at the education you got out of all of it.
Yeah. Your 50s didn't fly by, Mother. They were packed with fun. How many trips you had to jump on a plane and go to Arkansas? You didn't know you needed that vacation. Yeah,
my mom was my dad was the kind who, well, you stopped drinking because you wanted to stop drinking. I looked him square in the face and said, what the hell ever made you think that I wanted to stop drinking? I stopped drinking because I got arrested 3 times, not because I wanted to, And my mom was the kind, my dad thought it was the whole character flaw, strength of will kind of thing. And my mom is the kind who really strives to understand it and would read anything that I would leave laying around, about substance use disorder. She would pick it up and read it and ask about it, and we'd discuss it. And that was really important for me.
Yeah, it is. It is, because they're trying to understand, where they have two sides of it. Like you said, your dad is like more like, hey, you just cut that out and you'll be good to go. And your mom kind of going, wait a minute, like there's more to this, like nobody drinks vodka that way. Nobody chugs all that whiskey because it's delicious. There's something going on there, and
yeah,
that's cool. And we all have different.
I remember when we had our last family meeting with my counselor when I was in treatment, and my dad asked the therapist, he said, well, what do we do if she starts drinking again? Bring her back here? And I was like, oh, hell no. Nope, that is not going to happen. And I actually still have the bracelet that I cut off my wrist when I got out of treatment on my bulletin board.
Nice.
So I see that every day. And it reminds me of exactly where I do not want to go back.